Hello everybody and welcome to this guide and tutorial for the golden shot. Difficulty level is hard and we are going to play one of the best golden shots there is. And when I say best, I mean best in terms of getting berserkers the easiest. At least that is my opinion, and I hope you have the same experience after playing this one. For those of you that do have played this version of the golden shot before knows what I'm talking about. But before we take a closer look, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button. That means a lot. Also subscribe to the channel, you can do that for free, and turn on the notifications. We are over 2,000 players that continuously get our ultimate tournament guides or our exclusive tour text guides. Join our community on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Do have the link in the description down below and start improving your game. You can start as low as $2.50, and we will be making a 9-hole cup guide for Master Division for the qualifying round and for the final round, and that is for all the Patreons, so it doesn't matter what package you have. Alright, Eagle Peak hole number 2. This is the par 3 with absolute massive funnel. And now you maybe could thinking, alright, we should maybe be bouncing on the fairway before, make it even easier. No, we're gonna go for a rough bump because the funnel there gives you room for error in terms of your adjustment, ball centering, if you are a little bit in overpower or underpower. The only thing that will be dangerous is if you do hit a very bad grade right. That has to be said, but that, I mean a bad grade right, not just a single one, a bad. Obsidian chest for the hole-in-one, amber chest for the yellow ring, crimson chest for the red ring, aqua chest for the light blue ring, and cobalt chest for the dark blue ring. We're gonna play with a golden wood club every single time, and we're going to play minimum distance with a 30% over adjustment. And then we do have the VPR table on the right hand side. Obviously everything like that will be listed in the text guide, which we will take a look at in the end. Press the question mark on the top right to get to the frequently asked questions. If you do not see a response there for your question, you press the button called contact us, which is Swedish for contact us, and you send in a ticket directly to the Golf Clash support. Obviously you can send in a ticket regardless what matter it is, doesn't have to be around the golden shot. Alright, let's take a look at the landing position here now. And that's going to be the same that we have used before. We're going to use the yellow ring here to be top left of it by the leaves, and then the yellow ring with the right side of the yellow ring slightly overlap the rough line. For those that do not have the leaves, because I remember that there are those of you that do not have the leaves, then make sure to follow the second bounce in the rough. I know that's a little bit harder, but that's the best we can do in that situation. That is before spin. So you set up your target before spin, and you either look at the leaves if you have the leaves, or you're looking at the second bounce just to be at the top of the rough with the yellow ring to the right, slightly overlapping the rough line. Then we have it covered for everyone, regardless if you do have your the leaves or not. And the leaves is what you can see, the dark part that is inside the red ring on the screenshot. That's what I call the leaves, because yeah, that's kind of how it is. All right, so there we do have the landing position. I think it's enough talked about that, to be honest. We're gonna take a look at the shots, and then we're going to summarize in the end with the text guide. So we start off with shot number 1 and 2. Have that said, we are only gonna look at hole-in-ones. So we look at the landing spot. You can see here that I'm doing that with the top left of the yellow ring by the leaves, and the yellow ring to the right slightly overlapping. In this wind here, we're using 2 right spin, and we're going to use 2 right spin always. It doesn't matter what type of wind direction we have, we should always be using 2 right spin, and then the only thing that will be varying is the top spin or the back spin. 1 top spin in this wind, 5.5 miles per hour, is 2.8 rings, and we're always going to pull over the bullseye. And also to have in mind that when you do have a wind that is in this direction, that's the toughest wind you can get, because it will cover your view, so you cannot you cannot pull the reins, which means that you're going to have to push instead. That's kind of the toughest we can get on this one. You could also see that I was using curl. We're using half a ball of a right curl with that with this type of shot. And that is something we're going to do in all the winds. That is a straight tailwind, straight headwind, and wind coming left to right. In right to left wind, which also is something that we do have here in amongst the videos, we're going to use slightly more. Unfortunately, the curl is not something we can remove, because the curl we need, as we do not have enough side spin. All right, 2 right spin, a little bit of top spin. We have 6 miles per hour, which is 3 rings. This is kind of like an in-between angle. This is not direct, this is not southeast wind, this is not east winds, and then it's going to be somewhere in between. But we're going to use the same curl here. We're going to use half a ball of right curl. What I would like to say here now, for all of you that are watching here now and looking at the curl is obviously tricky to be exactly spot on with. And the reason that is tricky, it's because we don't really have a superb reference for the curl. And so my tip there for you is to always use what you think it is, like what does your gut tell you, and then you add just a little bit more. That's a very silly way of actually being kind of spot on. That's what I'm using in regular tournament as well, if we do have a curl amount that is somewhat in between. All right, 0.2 backspin, and we're gonna use 2 right spin. 5.4 miles per hour is 2.7 rings, and now you can see I can pull the rings here easily, because I do not have the trees in my way. Half a ball of right curl, perfect ball it is, and we're gonna bounce into the rough, and we're gonna roll down onto the green, and we take the funnel, and we're dropping it right side this time. Maybe a little bit too much curl, but I mean, who cares? Just that it drops. All right. Then we do have the Cobalt Shed. Guys, if you do want to have the best guides on the market for tournament and tour play, you go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link is directly in the description down below. All right, next one, 6.5 miles per hour, similar wind to what we just had, and it's just to repeat what we have been doing then. 2 right spin, a little bit of backspin. 6.5 miles per hour is 3.3 rings, and we're gonna make sure to pull over the bullseye, which we always do in the golden shot. And the reason we do that in the golden shot is due to the fact that we do not want to use the center line. Sorry, not center line. We don't want to use the bullseye, because that is blurry. Get into the funnel, and this time we're dropping it dead center for a lovely hole-in-one here on the Eagle Peak golden shot. In my opinion, your absolute best chance to stock up with some berserkers. So if there's any time you are looking to invest in the golden shot, this is the time to invest. Berserkers there in the end. We're moving on, and now we do have a wind that is more or less direct headwind with a hint of wind coming left to right. We're setting it up as we should, and now I'm using 1 click of topspin and 2 right spins, basically in between what I would in between what is a direct headwind and a southeast wind in our books here. 6.1 miles per hour, 3.1 rings. We're pulling over the bullseye, and as always, gonna use curl. Perfect ball it is, and we're gonna bounce in into the rough, onto the green. We catch the funnel, and we roll with a beautiful speed right at pin for another hole-in-one. Let's see what we do get in this chest here now. We like us getting a lot of hole-in-ones here. You obviously can't get the obsidian chest more than once, which means that you're getting the other chest instead. Getting some firefly cards is good, and we're gonna take a look at the final video that we have. And now we do have a wind coming right to left with a slight headwind. Top left of the yellow ring by the leaves, the right side of the yellow ring slightly overlapping, and I'm using 1 top spin, 2 right spin. 6.7 miles per hour, it's 3.4 rings, and we're going to pull over the bullseye as per usual. It's done, and now we're going to apply more curl. We're not going to use half a ball, we're going to use 3/4 of a ball of right curl. I know this is difficult to be exactly spot on, but as I told you, my tip is to go what your gut tells you based on the picture that we do have, and then add a little bit more. It comes in lovely, dropping dead center again for another hole-in-one using the beautiful funnel here on Eagle Peak, hole number 2. Alright, so let's open the Cobalt chest, which is the final chest I had here, and then we're going to take a look at the text guide. The text guide is as always made by Tony Richardson based on my shots and my shots alone. You can find all the information for the golden shot, the text guides videos on golfclashtommy.com, your home of the best golden shot guides, as well as loads of tour, shootout and tournament help. The most important part to be said there is that everything there is for free. You can also access behind the scenes content by signing up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy to unlock. You unlock for as little as $2.50. Landing position, yellow ring by red leaves, top left and onto fairway on the right. If you do not have the leaves when you're playing, then you're focusing on the second bounce to be into the rough, and that's going to be just going to be before you add spin. You can also use the white ring to be into the bunker if you want to use that reference, and then we have different curl for red or green depending on what wind direction you have. Alright, you can see the curl. We're gonna start at the red, right, all the red values, which is half a ball of curl always, and then we're gonna play in direct tailwind, half a backspin, max right spin, and max right spin is 2 right spin for anyone, like for everyone. That's not going to be different. Then we do have a left to a right tail and crosswind, 0.2 backspin, max right spin, left to right crosswind, 0.2 backspin, max right spin there as well. In wind coming left to right with headwind, 1 topspin, max right spin. Indirect headwind, 1.5 topspin and max right spin. And as I said, half a ball of curl is what we are using. When it comes to the wind that comes right to left here, we're going to use 0.2 backspin and max right side spin. And in the wind coming right to left with tailwind, max right side spin only, indirect crosswind coming right to left, and wind coming right to left with headwind, 1 top spin and max right side spin. And in those 3 angles, we're using 3/4 of a ball in right curl always. I mean, you have the VPR table on the right hand side as well. Thank you so much everybody for watching this golden shot. One of the better chances you will have for the golden shot when it comes to stocking up with berserkers, but also getting some good cards. Let me know in the comment section below how it went for you with this golden shot. Did you get a hole-in-one? What happened? Let me know. Thank you so much for all the support, and thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.